Me the most about MA is probably the fact that she has been able to do something that so many people told her would be impossible. I think what I find most inspiring about you is that you're the most focused and determined person I've ever met. You never take no for an answer in everything you achieve, and you've shown us, Timida and I, that whatever you want in life, you have to work for it, and you can never take no for an answer. And even if it may take many years to achieve something, you still have to work at it.
Hello everyone, my name is Mo Abudu. I'm the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Ebony Life Television, Africa's first global black entertainment network.
Inspiration. I want to say that I get my greatest inspiration from the Bible and from God. And that sounds very cliche, but it isn't.
It's true, it's true.
For me, any idea that I have had that somehow found its way into my head, I have to figure out how did it get there. You know, and sometimes it's like magic. You just wake up and look, there's an idea in your brain, you know, and then you sort of try it and it works. You're like, okay, that's good. You know, it can only be God. It can only be God. I admire lots of people, of course, but I want to say that I draw my strength and my inspiration from that book, and I read that book every single day. And before every single episode, actually, I also read that book. I mean, even if it's just to quickly read a verse, somehow it just gives me that sense of comfort to just get up and go and do the next thing. Okay, so, well, deep down, I love God. And I think that everything that I have, everything that I am, everything that I will become, is by His grace. That is number one in my life.
I basically need to be more realistic. Because they come with ridiculous budgets as far as I'm concerned, and I just would personally or even professionally just won't entertain them. You need to find a way to be creative and to find people, like minds in the industry that you can pull together with and work together to get the results that you want. Because I just think that, you know, budgets just have to be reasonable. We don't have the massive advertising and sponsorship budgets that you get in the United States, so therefore you can't have the massive budgets that they have. So I think it's really, really important to find cheaper ways of delivering the same quality of content, because we will not compromise on the quality. It has to be first class, but there are ways of achieving that. Sometimes we have to work really long days. Sometimes we have to do a shift. Sometimes we have to shoot 4 or 5 episodes in a day. Then it goes to post. So it's really about setting realistic targets and goals.
You have to have the patience. Because at times, you know, and you sometimes don't know how long things have taken. You know, there's some dreams that I'm chasing now that I have been chasing for the last 1 year or for the last 5 years, and then it's only coming to happen at this point.
What about things don't happen overnight? I'm 50 in a few months. I have worked extensively in oil and gas for many years. Then I started my own HR consultancy firm. Then I did the first Protea hotel in Nigeria with other investors. I think one key takeaway for anyone is never try to do everything yourself. Always look for partners. It's better to own 5–10% of something than 100% of a great idea that never happens. So all those wonderful ideas of setting up the hotel and doing the HR consultancy firm were with partners.
She's direct, she's energetic, and she takes no prisoners. She calls it like she sees it.
I would definitely say crisp, driven, very driven, and super organized.
Never believe that, always believe in impossibilities. Never ever think that you can't achieve what it is that you want to do, because if you can think it, why can't you do it? You just have to find a way or find someone that's going to help you achieve that dream. And sometimes it's a bit scary because it's a big dream. But I don't think we should ever stop ourselves from thinking or dreaming big.
Just listen.
My children are very important to me. They're very dear to me. If I had to give this all up in a day for my kids, I wouldn't think twice about doing it. I just thank God that I have understanding children. They really are really understanding, you know, so mom can do her thing, and, you know, somehow I've been lucky that they haven't been problematic, so they also just get on and live their lives as well. My mother is my source of strength. You know, if anybody prays, my mom spent the last 1 month with me at home, and, you know, that's how come I know things are working for me, because I pray. But I sort of like wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and she's praying. And I'm going to bed, good night, mom, and she's still praying, you know, she's praying at like from 9 to 10. So she's a prayer warrior, you know, and I think we all need to get our mothers to hold us up in prayers. It's the most important thing.
But that, like every other African woman, I don't think there's anything special about me. I think that I've worked pretty hard all my life. No special connections. You work hard, it's the grace of God, and you just have to be tenacious about the opportunities that are out there.
But I'm also, I just get obsessed with work. No matter what the project is that I get into. Before Ebony Life, it was Moments of Mood. Before then, it was my hotel project. Before then, it was the Florence. But then I still love all of them. But you find the project of the moment is really what gets you really going, you know? And so right now, of course, it's all Ebony Life TV. It's all Moments with Mo. We're also doing a movie. We're doing Desperate Housewives. I'm just really excited about being in this industry and seeing this industry become bigger than it is in Nigeria.
But it's all in there. So I sort of wake up every day and I have this to-do list. And I always divide my to-do list into various aspects. I've got my personal to-do list, I've got my Ebony Life to-do list, I've got my Vic Lawrence, which is my consulting firm, to-do list, I've got my friends' to-do list, I've got my children's to-do list, I've got my mom's to-do list, because you're totally sort of like focused on one particular thing. And I get very obsessive with the things that I do. But I also think obsession can be a plus, but it can be a minus. Because when I get obsessed with something, it's like I'm not letting go of this thing until this thing is done. So you totally find yourself totally engrossed in trying to achieve that particular thing.
Warm and very hardworking.
Motherly, resilient, and very sensitive.
She's loyal, she's dependable, she's reliable. You know, she's fierce, she's dogged, she's determined, she's dedicated.
I think if I look at all the things I've done and the journeys I've taken, it's important to spot the gaps. And when I look at Moments with Mo, there was a gap. There wasn't a Pan-African talk show, and I felt it was time to do one. I look at Ebony Life TV, there wasn't a premium African TV channel. There are lots of Africa Magic channels on the one hand, and there are lots of international channels on the other hand. And then Ebony Life TV is a nice fix in the middle of all of that. It didn't exist until we created it. Now with the Protea Hotel Oakwood Park, which is now the Oakwood Park Hotel, that dream was also filling a gap. Because at that time, I was very involved in training and development, and there weren't any purpose-built training and conference facilities in Lagos. I ran lots of programs, and the nearest place for me to run the programs was at a place called TCC Ogere, which is on the outskirts of Lagos on the way to Ogun State. And it was a long drive there. It's a beautiful place, but a long drive. I thought it would be nice to have something closer to Lagos. And that was the gap we were filling with that hotel. So it wasn't your social, let's have a holiday hotel. It was a specially built hotel for training and conferences. So it was filling that gap and continues to fill that gap. So that was how we got into the hotel business.
I say that as women though, we do need to support one another just a little bit more. Any opportunity that I get to speak to women, I say this time and time again, we must be each other's keeper. We must bring other women up to ensure that whatever we have achieved, they can even achieve more than we have. And I'm saying to that next generation, I mean, I'm 50 this year, and I'm saying to that next generation of women out there, please be your sister's keeper. Please be there for your sister. Please be there for another woman to help her achieve her dreams, because together we can surely make a difference.